Today we're heading into the Tankwa Karoo. It's March 2023 and the Tankwa Karoo has seen a lot of rain over the last couple of months and is looking particularly green. Our first stop in the Tankwa, as always, is the famous Tankwa Padstal. This is a great place to meet fellow overlanders and friends, share a drink, and share some stories. We do just that before heading out to our first night's accommodation at Tankwa Karoo National Park. En route, we see a number of these rather unique looking mushrooms, the product of large amounts of rain, I suspect. Pretty soon we start to move away from the flat plains of the Tankwa Karoo. Before we know it, we're heading up into the mountains to our campsite. As we head up the valley, the vegetation gets more dense. Moving up next to the river, we see just how green the Tankwa Karoo has become after all the flooding and rains in the area. Just arrived at Landcruiser campsite number 2. Set the Troopy up, poured a glass of wine, got the fire going over there, and we are camped between the windmill on this side and on this side this beautiful little old building, which is pretty cool. They keep all of that intact. So cheers, let's have a look around. Something to remember is that Landcruiser have 2 campsites either side of the ablutions block and old building. Initially we were concerned about it, but actually we both feel rather secluded from each other. I always enjoy marveling at these old buildings with their sun-baked clay bricks, dry stone-packed walls and wooden lintels. We settled nicely into our evening routine, me with the camera walking around site and Nicolette enjoying her book in front of the fire. We even had aircraft flying overhead. Before we knew it, night was upon us, and we enjoyed a good night watching the stars. our favorite time, sitting with a coffee and watching the bush come alive. A very good morning to you all. Welcome to Landcruiser campsite in the Tankwa National Park. We spent a very nice night here last night. Beautiful sunrise super early this morning. Didn't get much of that, but we're kind of overcast, so it's not too hot in the Tankwa today. Last night we fried some nice chicken, some sausage, enjoyed a bit of time around the fire reading, and actually ended up going to bed pretty early after playing with the camera, taking some stargazing shots. Today we're heading to, I think it's called Skateboard. It's next to Dadur on the Dadur River. A bit of a wild camp in the middle of nowhere. Apparently also a little bit of a 4x4 trail. We'll see what that entails. Never been there, but heard some good reviews about it. But on our way, we're going to stop in at one of Tankwa's newest patstas or cafes, which is Dadur, which is on the R355, on the road, from the R355 up to the Tankwa National Park. It's a bright red color, you can't miss it. We had a quick peek last night on our way in. But yeah, we're going to we're going to pack up and get going. I'm back. Have you all uploaded? Or are you working hard at it now? I'm gonna come look now. How's it, guys? We've just stopped here at Dadur Patstal. It's a new Patstal that's just opened on the road that goes from the R355 to Tankwa National Park, and you have to come and try the waffle burgers. They are freaking awesome. So here we have Dadur's pancake burger, chicken, onions, and that's what it looks like. I gotta just say, that waffle burger is freaking awesome. This is how I normally eat a burger.
So you eat it. Now I'm very curious how you eat this. Don't Would you want a knife and fork?
Strangely appealing. Ooh. Having enjoyed a wonderful lunch, we went in search of our evening campsite. Unfortunately, the wild camp didn't pan out as we had planned, and we headed to find a new spot.
Oh, this is nice.
So, good evening. Just a little update. We did try Skarpsketer 4x4 trail down to the river. It proved somewhat challenging in some places, and in the end, it's still a little rough. Completely wild camping after the floods. So we elected to change plans and head over to Dimond in the hopes that they would have some place for us. I had chatted to Jone, the owner, in the week, and he said they had adventure bikers here, so if we were happy with a bit of noise, he could squeeze us in somewhere. So Lindy, his wife, has squeezed us in over here. We've got some pasta cooking over there. Nicolette's enjoying a nice gin while she looks at that beautiful sunset. So yeah, back to Tankwa tomorrow, but no wild camping next to the river this evening. Last night the wind blew something chronic. I think this Tankwa region has some serious weather moods. Woke up and it was cold. We had to zip up the tent in the middle of the night to keep warm. But yeah, it's all overcast. It's nice that it's cool. Normally Tankwa's pretty hot. And busy making some coffee. And then we're going to get going back to our new favorite spot, Dadur, and get some pancake burgers, hopefully. Yeah. We didn't go to Dadur for lunch, we were a bit early, but we did stop in for some coffee and a waffle with syrup, which was delicious. So if you're passing by, don't forget to give them a little look in. Really nice people running it. Now we are going to go off to Middelpos, and we're going to drive the Vanafas Pass up and down before tonight. As we left Dadur, the Tankwa was kicking up a real dust storm, which made for some interesting driving. At the top of the pass, Ganige Lodge had been suggested as a good lunch spot for us, so we turned in and decided to check it out. Unfortunately, the restaurant wasn't open, but that didn't stop us taking a little look around. To our surprise, we found out that this lodge is actually most popular during winter when it snows. So unfortunately they are closed. It is a Monday, we did expect something like this, but it turns out that they're very quiet. So it's 1:30 and they've sent the staff, the kitchen chef, home to Middelpos. So we're going to head to Middelpos now. Hopefully we find the chef. No, I'm teasing. We're just going to go and see if there's food at the local hotel. So that should be interesting. Never been there. And hopefully we get some good pub grub, because it's actually quite chilly up on the mountain here in March. I don't know what temperature it is, because the Troopy don't got no temperature gauge. But yeah.
There's reception here, lots of it. Pilot.
Ja, dit is voor Auckland.
So this is quince. What do you call it in Afrikaans?
Kweper.
Kweper.
Ja.
And it's, so I gotta just say, I've never had quince before. Apparently Cape Town doesn't know quince, according
It's
to
a
our
boiler
chef,
thing.
but it is
A boiler.
absolutely delicious. Highly recommend popping into Middelpos for the lunch at the hotel. Very nice. So Nicolette was just pointing out, this is proper old school hotel. You arrive, there's no menu unfortunately, or maybe there is for the main meals, but we arrived a little bit late, and the lady said, well, let me see what I can do, and she rushed off into the kitchen and she gave us this fantastic meal. Some pork chops and some potatoes, carrots, onion. We hoped to get some great sunset shots on the way down the Ganachas Pass, but regrettably the cloud cover had come over. Despite being overcast, the views travelling down the pass were still pretty awesome. We found the Ganachas Pass to be a pretty easy pass to do. Anyone in a 2x4 should be able to handle it. After a little subway surfing through the potholes in the park, we arrived, grabbed some wood and headed to camp. Oh man! Tonight we'd been given campsite number 1, which had great views of the valley. So the beauty of a troopy, the wind is blowing and it's a bit chillos outside, but we can sit inside the Hercules conversion and enjoy our rather cremated chicken that I did. It was Murphy's Law that our last morning in the Tankwa Karoo was the most perfect. We had many visits from this cute little guy while we were drinking our coffee. And this morning we quite literally watched the bush come alive with these endearing Karoo bush rats. Unfortunately, this was to be our last morning, so we packed up and headed out. They've got a radio for you in case something happens and you have an emergency. So the campsite is fitted with a two-way radio that linked to reception. We made one last stop at Tankwa Patstal for their babalas breakfast or hangover breakfast, and enjoyed a great cup of coffee before we hit the road home. As the saying goes, all good things come to an end. But as always, the memories of this place, Tankwa Karoo, will live with us and bring us back again.